prostate exam?
No, baby.
Yes.
Don't worry about that.
Yes, yes.
Why not?
We're not ready yet.
I don't say me no want to do it still, you understand? But now we just find some time for that, you see me?
It happens to men over 40 years and over, so I did mine.
It's a concern anyhow.
It's not like doctors. Afraid of doctors, that's the whole point.
I did the operation and had it removed.
Well, I don't know if it makes sense, but guess so. When you're alright, you're just alright.
You know, on Wednesday on Smile Jamaica, myself and Simon spoke with Dr. Belinda Morrison about the high rate of prostate cancer in Jamaica. And I was shocked to find out that it was 78 in every 100,000 men in Jamaica that had prostate cancer. But one of the problems, less than 500 men were tested. And if you look at the other side, the females, they tested for cervical cancer more than 10,000. A couple of reasons. First, I think because of the way the test is administered, we don't like that. And secondly, obviously, you don't want to find out if you have prostate cancer. As nervous as I am, I decided, you know, I need to do this. I think those figures were frightening. And even though I might be frightened at the end of this, I think I owe it to myself to do this. And I think you guys owe it to yourselves to go out and do the test. So, as you can see, we're at the Mona Institute of Medical Sciences. I'm going to go inside now, and hopefully when I come back out, I'll be smiling even more than I'm smiling now. Let's go in. This is part of the test. You have to do a blood test, and I'm told that the blood test is not always very reliable, so you still have to do the physical test. I'm trying to talk because I don't want to see this needle, and I don't want to cry on television because I'm nervous. And this is Bobette, by the way. She's a phlebotomist,
Right.
and that means she takes blood from your veins. Bobette. Gosh. So the first part actually was relatively simple, and I'm told by the goodly doctor, the beautiful doctor, that this part is also going to be simple. Again, guys, you owe it to yourselves to do this test. No matter what, you need to know what's going on with your body, all right? But you cannot see this part. So if Eldorado and the camera will kindly leave me and my good little doctor, let me deal with this thing. And I'll come out and talk to you about it again. Great news, folks. It seems like I'm fine. Yes. But in a very serious way. It wasn't long, it wasn't painful, and it is incredibly important, hugely necessary. So I am going to say to all you guys out there, you need to do this test. Now, that was a test I did back in 2011. Fast forward 9 years later. I've done it a couple times since then. Truth be told, I haven't done it every year since then, and I should. And that doc in the video is with me now. She joins us via Zoom to remind me and you of the importance of being aware, preventing, treating prostate cancer. Dr. Belinda Morrison Bliggen. Morning, my friend. Good to see you.
Good morning, Neville. How are you?
I am well. Give thanks. I haven't seen you in a while for that reason, and I need to fix that, don't I?
We'll talk.
Yeah. We go through this every year. Hugely important. So let me start by just asking again, what is prostate cancer?
So prostate cancer is a malignancy or a cancer, which is basically a disordered growth of cells that occurs in the prostate gland. I think the next relevant question is, what is the prostate gland? Where is it and what does it do? So it's a very small gland that is below the urinary bladder. So that would be in the lower part of the pelvis. It wraps around the urethra. That's a passage that urine is passed through. And the main purpose of the prostate really is to contribute to semen production. It gives a small contribution to semen production, as well as it is an accessory gland of reproduction. So it helps in the whole reproductive process. So it's a necessary gland in men for reproduction.
What's the symptoms?
So if a man has prostate cancer, he may have no symptoms at all. And what we're promoting today is screening, in which case men will have no symptoms at all. However, as the cancer becomes more invasive and it involves more and more of the gland, a man may find that he has difficulty passing urine. He may notice blood in the urine. He may notice that he can't even pass urine at all. And if it becomes even more advanced, it may affect his kidneys and the drainage of urine from one or both kidneys, leading to kidney failure. So he may notice swelling, shortness of breath. It sometimes can spread, unfortunately, to the bones in the lower back, giving rise to chronic back pain. And if that becomes even more invasive, it may destroy the bone in the back, impact the spinal cord, and prevent a man from even being able to walk.
Yeah.
So those are some of the symptoms.
It's age-related?
It is. It's a disease that's more common as men get older. We, particularly in Jamaica, tell men to screen starting at age 40 years. But it's a disease where its prevalence or its incidence is going to increase significantly as men get older.
Yeah. Is there anything you could do to prevent this?
Right now, the answer is no. There are a lot of studies out there that speak about prevention as it relates to a healthy diet and exercise, but still the evidence for those is a bit lacking. But I think it's always a good thing to tell people to exercise, to eat healthy. That being said, right now we can't, with any 100% definitive evidence, say you can prevent prostate cancer. But what we can say is that you should screen. So that means not necessarily prevention, but it means picking up the disease early.
Yeah. I said in the video that we did back in 2011 that you do the blood test and then you do this invasive test, which I think is one of the issues with men, apart from the fact that we just don't want to find out whether we have cancer or not. Why can't the blood test in itself be sufficient?
Well, the blood test is quite sensitive on its own, to be honest with you. It really has a capacity to pick up a lot of cases of prostate cancer, and probably much more than if we just do the physical exam alone. However, in the minority of cases, and I would say maybe less than 10 or 15%, sometimes a man may have very aggressive prostate cancer, and the blood test is unable to pick up the abnormality. And it's with the physical exam where we see the abnormality. But we've been saying this for years, Neville, and I will always say clearly that if the blood test is a deterrent, the physical exam, is a deterrent for a man doing the test, we will accept them with just the blood test alone, because we want men to start feeling comfortable about doing the test and just being part of their general health maintenance. So yes, we would prefer to do both tests, but if they are that uncomfortable doing the physical exam, we'll do the blood test alone.
Yeah. In preparing for this, one of the things it said that black men carry a greater risk of prostate cancer. I won't ask you why, but what else would predispose someone to prostate cancer? Obesity
Well,
would be one?
having a family history of prostate cancer, whether it be a father, especially if it's a first-degree family member, so father, brother, uncle, first-degree family members, especially if they were young when they had the disease. So diagnosis less than 55 definitely increases your risk significantly. And there's actually something called hereditary prostate cancer, where men in that family have a very high risk of getting the cancer.
Yeah.
You mentioned before that is very common as men get older. So with increasing age, the risk is definitely there. And I believe right now in Jamaica, most of our men who are diagnosed are between the ages of 70 and 75. We mentioned before unhealthy lifestyle. So these are associated risk factors, probably not as strong as age, race, and family history. But then generally a lifestyle where one doesn't exercise and you eat a lot of the wrong types of food. So fatty food, processed food, red meat, not enough fruits and vegetables. then those are associated risk factors.
Yeah, I gave some numbers, and again, in that video that we did back in 2011. How prevalent is it now? Is it any worse than I said? 75, I think I said 75.
No, it's still the number one cancer overall. So when we look at all the cancers in Jamaica, it still ranks as the number one cancer diagnosed. And from international data as well that is published, it still remains a leading cause of cancer.
Okay, what happens this month? Anything specific?
Well, a lot has changed, as you know, because of COVID. We would have had different seminars to promote prostate cancer, and a Cancer Society in every September would have had a massive screening clinic at the Cancer Society's location on Lady Musgrave Road. Unfortunately, that won't be present this year, but the society will still be putting out information, as they already have started, in the media, the print and electronic media, so people just need to read and get themselves comfortable with what is required, and screening still obtains. Persons can still go to health centers and even private offices to get their screening done. And what I would recommend is that men choose a particular time of the year to get this done, whether it be annually on their birthday or maybe at the beginning of the year, just get it done.
Okay, just to go back to what you said just now, that we could go to any hospital, we can go anywhere to ask for the test, or no?
Well, screening can be done anywhere, really. It's really a public health initiative. So
Okay.
at the primary care level, so clinics offer screening. Hospitals maybe not directly, because you'd have to be referred.
Okay.
I said public health clinics or primary care physicians, so your general practitioner, they still offer screening, and nobody's going to be turned away at this time for that.
Okay, always good to see you, and I know there's reason for me to say congratulations. Good luck, and God bless you and the family. All right?
Thank you. Thanks, Neville. Have a good day.
Stay safe. Consultant urologist, Dr. Belinda Morrison-Bleachen. All right, folks, a recap of Decision 2020 when we come back from this break. Stay with us, please. Soon come.